It's
What
every time.
what is going on, boys? Welcome back to the Monday Morning Quarterbacks Podcast, episode 40. We got Josh top left, Hefe top right, Big P in the bottom right, and myself in the bottom left. NFL
Happy
Week
New Year's.
18. Happy New Year. How we feeling, boys?
Oh, and playoffs are on the horizon, and it's very exciting.
Fantasy Super Bowls are over.
Fantasy,
The season flew by.
yep.
Last
Where
Ten
season.
where did the
against
season
P.
go?
Beer mile.
Yeah, P's probably gonna do a beer mile. Not looking good for
Yep.
you. But...
No, we're down there. We're going to go on an unprecedented run.
Shout out the Giants. Shout out the Giants playing for
Shout out
nothing
the
and coming through.
Dable, bro. I don't think I've hated a coach more than Dable. And you see what he did after the game, his post game press conference.
Quarterback play.
He's like, it's amazing what can happen when you have good quarterback play. Like, buddy,
Shocker.
it's amazing what can happen when you actually call a good game. It's amazing what can happen when you actually prepare your team to play a game. It's amazing what can happen when you actually coach your football team. This guy, I hate Brian Dable. Oh,
Yeah.
can't wait for him to be gone. But yeah, if they were gonna knock out one team out of the playoffs, it was love to see them knock
It was
out.
It was a
hilarious.
stretch to call that knocking them out, too, with the odds they had at making it, but
Yeah.
it's better to say it that way. They knocked them out.
Eagles rolled the Cowboys. Bucks rolled the Panthers. I'm trying to find any. What'd you say?
Seahawks Bears was a good game. Really close, really tight at the end.
Packers Vikings we can touch on quick. We did the exact same thing we did the first time we played them. We let them get a huge lead. We make a comeback at the end that inevitably comes up short. Darnold just looked like a Hall of Fame quarterback against us because our defense was just that bad. He was just completing every pass with ease.
He had a million seconds in the friggin' pocket.
That's the problem.
No pressure.
The problem, honestly, I don't even think our DBs are playing that bad. Like McKinney, Carrington Valentine had that one big pick. Really, the only thing that went bad for the Vikings in that game was that pick, probably. But there's just no pressure on the quarterback, and he's got all day to throw, and that's a major issue. And Jair Alexander's done for the season, unless we make the Super Bowl. He could potentially come back, which we found out today. Yeah, not a good game for the Pack, but I still feel weirdly confident that we can make a little run here. It's just going to be through what's looking like the gauntlet, because we're probably going to get the 7 seed, assuming the Commanders don't lose to Dallas this week. We'll probably end up with the 7, and we'll have to go to Philly, and then we'll have to play whoever the 1 seed is, either the Vikings or the Lions. And then in the NFC Championship, we'd probably play the Vikings or the Lions. So we'd have to go through the gauntlet of the 3 teams we've lost to this season. So,
One night good any other way.
yeah, 1 week at a time. We'll see what happens, but should be interesting.
We just gotta play consistently. If we can just consistently play good, we can beat anyone. We just can't play consistently good.
Falcons Commanders was another good game. Went to OT. Penix had a nice drive to send it to OT.
Yeah.
Were you guys sweating that parlay with me? The 5.
Oh, heck yeah.
I had a $2.50 to win $560. I needed Kenny Pickett anytime touchdown hit, Johnny Smith anytime touchdown. All I needed was a Michael Penix anytime touchdown. They get it on the 1 yard line twice. The first time Bijan just runs it in. Second time they do a tush push with Michael Penix. Doesn't get in. Hand off Bijan next play touchdown. Didn't cash.
3 opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the only other game, I guess, Lions. Lions. Their defense is atrocious. Is their defense going to catch up with them at any point? Is that's going to be their downfall?
Yeah. I heard they might have Anzalone for Sunday night.
Yep.
Yeah.
I heard that as well.
They're gonna have a tough game against the Eagles, Vikings, Bills, and Ravens. Any of those.
Well, we
teams
know the
gonna
Eagles
go
are trash.
Packers?
I'm not worried about the Eagles. Sirianni
Yeah,
in the
if the
playoffs.
Packers can be consistent, will definitely be a problem for the Lions. We just can't be consistent.
Yep.
No, I thought Penix that was the only note I had about last week. I thought Penix, when he threw that pick, like 5 minutes into the game, I was worried at how a rookie would respond, like in their first big game, prime time. And I thought he played a really good, like 3.5 quarters after that. Like you said, he sent it to OT. And I thought that he did like really good game managing things. And I mean, yeah, the Falcons are a long shot to make the playoffs now because they need Tampa to lose, and then they have to beat Carolina. But I don't think Tampa is going to lose to a New Orleans team. But
It's fun watching a lefty throw the ball again.
Yeah.
That he looks good throwing the ball, and it's just like so bizarre watching because you like almost every other. Is he the only lefty in the league right now starting? I think he's the only lefty.
I think so.
But watching him go play action, and I'm used to watching play action to the left, and then they throw right, and he's play action to the right, throwing left, and it's bizarre because I'm not used to like seeing that with my eyes. But yeah, I mean, he's really good. I like Penix a lot.
apparently Tua is a lefty as well.
Okay,
Yeah, that makes
good call.
sense too. Is lefty.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was surprised
Yeah,
that checked out.
Penix had some missiles going to the side, like some across the field throws
Connor
that were
is
just
in the
right
room,
on
by the way.
target.
Yeah, we'll pull Connor in.
Sorry, Josh. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Welcome,
That's
Connor.
fine. He's muted.
Okay, we'll hop
It
into
was,
week 18 quick. Got a good recap on week 17. We'll start it off.
Should we, since Connor on mute, should we have him, when he comes back, /unmute, should we have him talk about the Colts and Pat McAfee?
I was going to have him do that, but
Yes,
then he just cannot figure out any of his stuff. And he comes in late to the pod every week, so this is just a weekly occurrence. Welcome, Connor.
Sorry about that. What?
We wanted to get your thoughts on the Colts / Pat McAfee drama and see if you had any insight that we might not have known into that.
Yeah, I mean, Pat McAfee's been making comments throughout the entire season, and 99% of the time, he's 100% right. The biggest controversy between Pat McAfee and the Colts is that he called out AR for stepping off the field, and I think it was a rightful call out. I don't think he was out of place for doing that. I agree with Pat McAfee in this whole thing. I mean, the whole Colts organization sucks right now. There's reports that we might not be firing our GM and coach, and if we don't, then I don't even think I'm going to watch a single game of Colts football next year. It's just a sad state of affairs. But yeah, I'm all Pat McAfee on this one. He's absolutely right.
That's interesting. Yeah, I saw he tweeted out like a 8-paragraph long tweet kind of explaining his beef with the Colts, and it sounds like there's a lot of people in the Colts building that are super anti-Pat McAfee, which is interesting because I know Peyton currently has not a good relationship with the Colts as well, so it's kind of interesting to see how they're treating their former alumni players and what the beef is. And Pat McAfee is not renewing his season ticket to the Colts next year. So if you're in the market for Colts season tickets, 2 extra spots just opened up. Probably 4 extra spots.
Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs. Like I said, I mean, it's not new. I think every Colts player that leaves, other than Reggie Wayne, who's on the coaching staff, has like a sour taste in their mouth with the Colts. It just sucks. Andrew Luck retired early. What?
Robert Mathis has been with the Colts since he retired in player development.
Yeah, Robert Mathis and Reggie Wayne have been coaching. But obviously we had Andrew Luck retire early on us, which I don't even want to revisit that. It still stings.
All right.
But yeah.
We'll hop on over to. Did you have any other games you wanted to touch on week 17? We kind of mapped through most of those games. We're gonna hop over to week 18.
I think the Giants have a real quarterback with Drew Lock.
Stop.
Great analysis. I love it.
I mean, officially he is a quarterback and he is real, but he's not good.
No, I think anyone would do that against the Colts defense, to be honest.
It's crazy what happens when you throw the ball to Malik Neighbors. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
Who would have thought? All right, hopping over. We got 2 Saturday games. We got the Browns at the Ravens. Ravens are minus 17.5. Over under 41.5. Are we sweeping, boys? It's DTR again. So.
Yeah, and the Ravens starters are going to be out there because they're still playing for the division technically.
Yep.
So. They're gonna go kick Cleveland's ass.
Ever since Jameis wasn't starting, it's like so sad to watch that Browns team. They're just so bad. Like, it's just sack city. So many sacks. Pause. Moving on to the other
name of our
Saturday
next
game.
pod.
We got the Bengals at the Steelers. Bengals are -1.5 over under 48.5. This is a good one. Playoff implications here.
It's a good one. Yes, because Steelers can win the division, and then they can also fall, I believe, to the 6th seed if they lose. So they're playing for a lot. Bengals also need. I'm sorry, am I going out of order right now? Who went first last time?
No, I think you're good. We'll go bottom up again, so you can start.
Oh, we
us off,
swept.
P.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So since he's playing for their season again, like the 3rd week in a row, I still think that they're like a better team than Pittsburgh, but somehow like they just don't win football games, which is crazy because they have like Trey Hendrickson who's like 2nd in the league in sacks, and then they have like the quarterback who would literally be MVP if they had a better record. It's just crazy to me, but I'm gonna pick Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh just wins football games, which Cincinnati does not.
I'm also on Pittsburgh. They can't keep losing.
This is why you guys are on the bottom. This is a Cincy game. I'm gonna take Cincy, and it's so Cincy put themselves in this spot with the slow start in the season. But like P was kind of saying, it's shocking to see how bad they are when they have like the number 2 sack leader in Trey Hendrickson. They have all these flashy players like Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Shiesty, like having a career year, and they need to win to get in. They need a lot of help, and it sounds like they're not going to be getting a lot of help because Denver plays Kansas City, and Kansas City's not playing anyone. And not only is Kansas City not playing anyone, they're also said that they're going to be so. Carson Wentz is going to be starting. And then the 3rd stringer they pulled up from the practice squad is also going to be taking snaps at some point, they said.
W.
So they're double trying to lose so the Bengals don't get in. And then they also need the Jets to beat Miami, which is also looking like an unlikely story as the Jets just got obliterated last week. So, looking like a tough route for Cincy, but I think they do their part and get the dub.
Yeah, the Steelers are sliding. I think this one's. I think the Bengals should win. At least I think they'll win, and knock it in probably. That's what I think.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think the Steelers. I think the record is a little bit fraudulent. But also the Bengals. I mean, every time they play a competent team, they lose. They proved me wrong last week. So I think I'm going to ride with the Bengals in this one. I don't feel great about it. I don't think either team's really going to make a big push in the AFC. But for this one, I'm going to ride the Bengals.
I mean, if I'm an AFC playoff team and there's someone I don't want to play in the first round of the playoffs, it's probably the Bengals. Bengals, Ravens.
Who's going to get the bye? It's going to be the Chiefs, right?
Yeah, they already have.
That's why they benched everyone because they already locked.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to play the Bills personally, but
Bills too. There's a lot of I don't know. AFC's weird. I feel like there's a.
Chargers are going to get the Bills or the Ravens.
Bills, Ravens.
Yeah, the Chiefs are going to have a little freebie in the second round against like the Chargers, Steelers, or someone, and then they're going to have to play the winner of the Bills, Ravens in the AFC Championship.
The last 4 years, the Chiefs have basically had to win one game to be in the Super Bowl. It's ridiculous.
It's going to be the same thing this year.
Freebie.
Yeah, I didn't stutter.
Free. It's been free.
It's crazy. You guys, the recency bias with the Bengals is crazy.
Let them know, Jeff. Let them know.
There's not a
Who have they beaten?
Let them know.
There's not a world where that Chargers.
Oh my God, Jamar Chase is gonna win the Triple Crown. Oh my God, Joe Burrow do for all this. Why are they 8-8? They're so good. Why are they fucking 8-8?
Well, I'm not even saying they're that good. I'm just saying you would rather play a Chargers or Steelers team than them.
He's crashing out. He's crashing out over the Bengals.
Right.
But I'm just saying there's not a world where the Chargers and Justin
McConkey is out here dusting people. Okay,
He's crashing out.
There's just not a world where Justin Herbert and that Chargers team go into Kansas City
Oh,
in the
now
playoffs
he's a
and win.
Herbert hater. Now he's a Herbert hater.
I love
This guy
Justin
has been
Herbert.
giving
I actually
Herbert
love
flowers all
Justin
year.
Herbert. I love Justin Herbert, but there's just not a world where that happens. This year.
Oh, you made him quack.
I'm done. Next game.
All right. We got the Panthers at the Falcons. Falcons are minus 7.5, over under 48.5.
Falcons.
What you got, Hefe?
Panthers aren't benching anyone.
This
So?
guy loves the Panthers for no reason.
So they don't need to. They have their second string. It's the same thing.
They might be better off if they bench people.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Carolina Reaper, okay, and Adam Thielen.
Thielen still cooks, though, for being,
Yeah, he does.
34?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll go Falcons.
Give me the Penix.
Give you the Penix.
Michael Penix.
Easy.
Yeah, I think it's easy. Must-win game, and they need some help to get in as well, but they'll do their part again.
Panthers cover.
Panthers don't cover.
Panthers.
Panthers cover.
I think they'll cover.
I love that
Panthers
celebration after they get sacks.
Everyone's.
That so
Did Jair start this celebration? Like, all the DBs are doing that now?
Everyone
I feel like
does that.
Jair started that, though. He was
I
the
think
first
he
person
did.
I witnessed do it. And now
Same.
everyone does it. GG's in the chat to him.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm gonna ride Carolina here. I think Penix in his second or third start, it's gonna look like a rookie. It's nice because he's finally feeding what's his name, Pitts. So it's nice as a Pitts owner. But yeah, I'm gonna ride Carolina here. Bryce Young looks good, a little more experience. Trevor Hubbard, he can be hit or miss, but I think he
he's
hits.
on IR. I think he's on IR.
He is.
Hubbard's on IR.
Yeah.
And Brooks is on. I'm gonna ride Falcons then.
Love it.
He was picking Carolina for Chuba Hubbard.
I
What
mean,
does the world
Chuba
come
was
to?
in Connor's
Who's been
defense.
balling this year?
I know. I know, but it's just weird to say. It's Chuba. You think Chuba and you're like, oh, that's the backup on the Panthers coming into this year. And now it's like Chuba's just a 1,200-yard rusher. I haven't put the
second highest
respect
paid
on his
player.
name yet.
Yeah.
Not used to it. Alrighty, moving on. We got the Commanders at the Cowboys. Commanders are minus 4.5, over under 44.5.
Commanders.
Packers are gonna be watching this one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my turn. What game is this?
Commanders,
Scrolling
Cowboys.
TikTok over there.
Commanders.
He's calling his bookie.
Texting. Relax.
Just crashing out tonight. He's so
I
testy.
said the Commanders. What the fuck are we waiting for?
thought something else might be added, but I'll move. I'll go. I'll go next. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Commanders. Cowboys looked pretty bad last week and have nothing to play for, and the Commanders are playing for the 6th seed. I'll be actively cheering against them, but I think they'll win.
Yeah, the Cowboys looked off. And Commanders should win this pretty easy.
Yep, Cowboys are terrible. Jaden Daniels is great, so give me the Commanders.
Okay, he's okay.
He's great.
He's decent, okay range.
He's gonna be he's gonna be like Lamar of the NFC, where he's gonna be really good and really flashy in the regular season, and he's just never gonna be able to do anything in the postseason in the NFC.
What makes you say that?
Their team is cheeks.
That Jaden Daniels alone is good in like the regular season, but is bad in the postseason when we haven't seen him play in the postseason.
I said he's gonna be like Lamar, and Lamar's terrible in the postseason. Lamar has a negative touchdown to interception ratio in the postseason. That's right, and they're both very similar players. They're both running style, like the new gen style quarterback. So that's a prediction. So like for the future.
Gotcha.
Moving on, we got the Bears at the Packers. Packers are minus 10, over under 40.5.
Packers.
Go pack
I
up.
want to pick the Bears just because Jake's pissing me off today, but I can't.
Yeah, that's why I made that
I'm
sound.
going the Packers.
Yeah, the Packers own the Bears. The ownership has transferred from Favre to Rodgers to now Jordan Love. Matt LaFleur has not lost to the Bears in his career, and he will not be losing this week.
Yeah, I'll take the Packers to play one good half of football, and that'll be enough to beat the Bears.
Yeah, when you look back on the season, one of the most disappointing teams is going to be the Bears when it's all said and done. They were projected to be a playoff team, and obviously nowhere near it right now. So give me the Packers. I feel pretty confident about this one.
Who projected them to be a playoff team?
I
Me.
think a lot of people did.
I looked at that Bears defense and then the names on offense, and I thought they were going to potentially be what Minnesota was. I had like Minnesota and Chicago flip-flopped in my mind. I was like, there's going to be 3 great NFC North teams, and then Minnesota is going to be terrible.
I also had Minnesota as my 4th ranked NFC North team.
Yeah.
I got one now.
So, yeah, interesting. We got the Texans at the Titans. Titans are -1 over under 38.5.
It's another one that's just like pointless.
This is a crazy line, by the way.
I mean, Houston's going to win.
Titans
They're
are
just so
favorites
bad.
as a 3-win team going against a playoff team.
They're
benching. Are they not benching?
they might be locked in at 4,
Okay.
right?
At 9 wins, they must be.
Yeah, the division
Yeah,
is
because the
locked.
Bulls are out of it, and the Jags are out of it, and the Titans are out of it.
Ah,
So they have
that
the
makes
division.
sense. Okay,
They're locked at
nothing
4.
to play for. That makes sense then.
Nothing to play for against the Tennessee team. That's just Tennessee. I don't know.
Being
I'm still
9 and
taking
7
Houston.
and having a playoff spot secured in Week 18 is just crazy.
Yeah, the division's opposite of the North. Terrible.
This is the format that should happen in the NFL going forward. I want 2 big changes. So for the playoff format, this is what I want. Division gets you a playoff spot, but seeding in the first, like, you don't get guaranteed a home game from winning your division anymore. So that way, like, the Vikings would be the one. So let's say the Vikings win this week. Vikings would be the 1 seed. Lions would be the 2 seed.
Seeding should go off record. Is what
Correct. That's how it should. You shouldn't be guaranteed a
not
playoff
really-
game
really
on.
said that.
You should get a spot in the playoffs for winning your division, but you should not be guaranteed a home playoff game as well. I want that changed. And then the NFL draft. I saw this TikTok where I don't know. I think it's like women's hockey. It's some random sport that doesn't matter at all. But this is how they. This is how
Shout
they.
out women's hockey. Shout out.
This is how they have a great system in place for draft record and to avoid teams tanking. It's like the NBA has the lottery. What they do instead is once you're technically eliminated from the playoffs, if you win a game then, you get rewarded. You get like points, but you can only start accruing points once you're eliminated from the playoffs, and that point system is what determines the order. So you have incentive to play your best players and to win games when you're already out of the playoffs. Your incentive is getting a better draft pick, if that makes sense.
So the
NFL doesn't
children
really have
will never
problems with
finish
tank.
one.
Repeat that, Connor.
So like the team that's actually the worst in the league will never end up with 1.
No, they have the best chance to end up with 1 because they'll have the most opportunities to earn points. So like when the Panthers were eliminated from the playoffs super early, that next game would be an opportunity to win points. And then whoever has the most points, that's what determines the draft order. So the teams that are in the playoffs would never accrue any points. And then that would just, like the playoff records would just be based on where you're eliminated. But for the teams that don't make playoffs, that's how it would be determined.
Gotcha. It's interesting. I don't really think teams like fully tank in the NFL. I know players and coaches don't for sure because they're putting out tape on the field. But I mean, you could just get screwed. You could be like the 0-16 Lions or Browns, and then you finish with like pick 10 or 12 or whatever.
Yeah. It's interesting, though. I mean, look at what just happened to the Giants. The Giants just won last week and went from the 1 to the 4, and now they're going to have to give up, like, a ton of picks to move up from 4 to 1 if they want Shador, which is probably what they're going to do. So they just lost, like, 3 or 4 future picks from winning a game. Like, it's shocking that more tanking hasn't happened. But I guess until it becomes a bigger problem, it doesn't need to be fixed, but alternative. Texans Titans. Did we all pick this one yet? Did anyone pick this one yet?
I think I said Houston.
Okay.
Taking the Titans. Also, the seeding thing that you said, Amon Ra said the same exact thing. He said that it should go, like divisions get in, but it should go off record.
Stop glazing Amon-Ra, Jeff. Holy sh!
Literally just saying he said that. That's literally it. So I'm not glazing anyone.
This guy just loves the
Dude, that was
Lions.
sad.
He'll work the Lions into any argument.
I'm scrolling TikTok and he said I saw a video. It's literally
What
it.
did Amon-Ra
Rely.
eat for dinner last night? I think he posted it on his fucking Twitter, bro.
Stuck on Mac Jones' team, bro.
I'm gonna be on Houston, even with the backups. I think Houston's B team can beat this Titans A team, and the Titans want to lose this game for draft pick. So
I think I'll take the Titans to worsen their draft pick.
So to lose. That was a weird way to say that.
It sounds like all the starters are gonna play at least for a little bit for Houston, but it looks like they're gonna get pulled at some point. So give me the Titans because they're gonna be playing their guys, the entire game.
They played their guys every game all year, bro. It didn't matter.
No, you see what I'm saying though, P? Texas is playing their backups. Titans
Yeah.
are playing their starters. Yeah.
Okay. I got you.
I see what you're saying. I followed it the whole time.
I'm still confused
I
who
did
Josh
too.
picked. Who did you pick to win, Josh?
You picked Houston.
Titans.
Okay.
No, you said you picked the Titans to worsen their draft pick. That means lose.
No, that means
That means
win
win.
because then their draft pick.
Oh,
would be
they're
worse.
worsening their draft pick, bro. Yeah,
that's what I thought,
tripping.
but then P confused me.
No, yeah,
I wrote
confused
down
myself.
Tennessee, but I just wanted to
Yeah,
make sure.
okay, I confused myself. My bad.
Moving on, the battle of a little podcast battle here. We got the Jags at the Colts. Colts are -5, over under 44.5.
Yeah, I heard Anthony Richardson's gonna play, so give me the Jags.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Jags. CJ. Connor, did you put that bet in?
It should be in. You have to go back and look.
That's a no.
There's no way.
That's a
man.
no.
All right, well, give me my $10 back then.
I'm almost positive. I'll have to look, but I'm almost positive I bet it. So
He cashed it out earlier
Right.
for a five.
I'm torn here. The Jags want to lose this game, but like Anthony Richardson's playing, so it's like 50-50. I'll go Indy. I got to make up some ground in the picks here. We'll get one.
Yeah,
We'll go.
I'll
smart.
also go.
What you got, Connor?
Oh, I didn't hear Josh. Yeah, so the last time the Colts had won in Jacksonville, 2014. Just looked that up. If we won last week, we would definitely have to win this week. And I can't count on, I think, one hand how many times the Jags have sent the Colts home from, being playoff hopefuls in Week 18. So this is tough. I think the Jags win this game. I want the Jags to win this game for a few reasons. So the Jags get a worse pick, the Colts get a better pick, and then it also just ensures that we're going to fire our head coach, we're going to fire our GM, and start fresh. You guys keep ripping Richardson. I don't know if you guys watched. You definitely didn't watch the Colts Giants game. Nobody did. It was terrible. But Joe Flacco is so much worse than Anthony Richardson, and that's really clear. I mean, Anthony Richardson for sure is going to be starting on the Colts next year. Joe Flacco, I think he's pretty much done at this point. I don't know if a team signs him to be the backup after what he's put on tape this year.
I bet you the
That's all I got
Colts
to say
keep
about
him.
that.
I
I bet you the Colts
Joe
bring him
Flacco
back.
was a top 5 backup in the league. But here's a stat. I was going to text this in our Monday Morning Quarterbacks chat group, but I didn't want to hit you with it directly after a Colts loss. And I thought at that moment, I also thought you were going to lose the Dynasty League, which you ended up winning. Congrats. Super Bowl for that. But I also thought you were going to lose that, so I really didn't want to triple down and smack you a third time. But Joe Flacco's played 4 less games this year than Anthony Richardson, and he only has 360 less pass yards, which is just crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a few things for that. I mean, obviously you can, make a case for anything with stats. You can really cherry pick your stats, but no, that's a good stat to point out. I mean, look, when Anthony Richardson plays, I think he'll throw the ball on average. He's probably averaging 16, 18 throws a game. and he's probably averaging around like 10 rushes. So he throws the ball less than your average quarterback and runs a lot more. You can get lost looking at his passing yards because he's also rushing for like 60 to 80 yards a game and also probably scoring 1 or 2 on the ground a game. So yeah, I mean,
that's his problem. He's not a quarterback. He's a running back.
I mean, I don't think anyone looks at Lamar running on the Ravens as a bad thing, right? So why should it be a bad thing if Anthony Richardson's doing it and he's just as effective?
Here, great question. I love that you asked this question, and the answer is that Lamar can also throw the ball.
Yeah. Wait. Hey, no,
that's the answer.
If you remember, when Lamar first came in, the biggest rip is that he's a running back. He cannot throw the ball. It takes quarterbacks a couple of years to develop. I'll have to look back at his passing numbers, Lamar's, for the first couple of years, but I know it was like year 3 or 4 is when it finally clicked for him. And same with Josh Allen. Josh Allen wasn't great his first couple of years. Technically, if you want to get lost in stats, Anthony Richardson had better stats in terms of like QBR and a few other ones, total touchdowns maybe, than Josh Allen did his first 2 years, right? So, you know.
Yes, Pete.
QBR one's hard to believe.
Yeah, I saw this thing where if you sort the ESPN like stats by completion percentage, that Anthony Richardson's dead last with 47.7.
True.
Tim Boyle.
True. Yeah, no, I mean, like,
Dorian Thompson-Robinson. These guys are ahead of Richardson.
Yeah, obviously I'm defending Richardson, but I'm not defending his, like, it's weird. I like him as a prospect going forward. This year was obviously not good. I'll be the first one to admit that. But I think he's still our quarterback. I don't think we take a quarterback in the first round. I think even if we ended up with the first overall pick, I don't think you draft a quarterback over top of Anthony Richardson at this point. Maybe next year if it's still just as bad, or if he keeps showing regression, then maybe you do. But I mean, he's still the youngest starting quarterback in the league. So
let me pose a hypothetical situation for you. If you could go get Justin Fields for like $2 or $3 million in the offseason, would you want Justin Fields instead of AR?
Instead of AR, no. I would like Justin Fields on my team for sure as a backup quarterback, especially since they're both running quarterbacks, so your scheme doesn't change too much for the entire offense. When you got Anthony Richardson coming in, who's a run-first quarterback.
Fields looked good this year.
What's that?
Fields looked good when he played.
Joe's look good?
No, Fields.
Justin Fields.
He said Fields.
Yes, Fields look good. Yeah, I like Fields a lot.
And he just got benched for no reason, basically. I still don't know. I don't know if I still fully understand that Russell Wilson. Like, Russ did play good the first couple games in, but he is very progressively dropped off heavy, and he's been looking pretty bad. So I don't know. I'm still on the Justin Fields train.
Yeah. Well,
I have one more question.
Well, I don't know how old Justin Fields is. Probably 26, 27. I think by the time Anthony Richardson is that age, he's going to look a lot better than Justin Fields. Although Justin Fields looked great, so.
So you're hoping that Indy fires everyone, and that the new people they bring in are going to build around Anthony Richardson. That's what you, as a Colts fan, like.
Yeah, I think if we bring in a new regime, year 3 for Anthony Richardson is pretty much going to be the evaluation year, right? If he does terrible year 3, I think he's going to be a backup quarterback for the rest of his career. If he does great, then I think we're going to move forward with him. I don't think the new GM comes in or the new coach comes in and then says Anthony Richardson's a problem and we got to draft a quarterback when he's still the youngest starting quarterback in the league. So we'll see.
Okay.
But
interesting.
How much is Trevor Lawrence making just with the Jags to 3 wins?
A lot of money.
Yeah. You don't want to be in that situation.
I mean, you don't have to make it about Trevor Lawrence. I'm not.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just pointing out that you don't want to pay the wrong guy because then you end up like the Jags.
No, I got you.
Yeah. That's the problem with you holding out on Anthony Richardson even another year, though, is he's got 2 years left on that rookie contract, and you got to make a decision sooner rather than later. But regardless,
he could have option. Yeah,
we'll move on. We got the Bills at the Patriots. Bills are minus 2.5, over under 38.5. Noted. Bills obviously have nothing to play for in this game.
Trubisky better than Drake May.
Something I did want to bring up. I can run through all these afterwards, but Mac Hollins needs 2 catches for I think it's 20, 30K, and he needs 80 yards for 100K.
I promise you, Mac Hollins doesn't care. Buddy lives in a van and doesn't wear shoes. He does not care about his incentives. I'm just gonna put that out there as well.
I think he does, and I think even if he doesn't care, I think Mitch Trubisky does care enough to get him the ball for 2 catches when the Bills are probably gonna be sitting a lot of guys.
Okay.
And I don't know if he'll be a
I'm
guy
still
that's
going
gonna be
Bills.
sitting.
They're locked in at the 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, 13-3.
Where are the Ravens? Oh, the Ravens are 11-5.
Ravens might not even win the division, brother.
Did you take P? You took the Patriots?
No, I took Trubisky and the Bills.
Well, I'm taking the Patriots.
Sounds good.
This is a weird week.
Yeah, people benching people, it gets really weird.
I'm gonna be on the
You can
Bills.
make it round.
Bills are a good enough team which is kind of weird to say because like they don't have a ton of huge names on their team. It's a lot of unknowns. But I feel like Josh Allen does cover up a lot of flaws. But it'll be interesting to see what they do without Josh Allen on the field.
Booty, bro.
And who the kind of playmakers are on that Bills team. Yeah, but the Patriots are
Love
just awful,
Booty.
and the Patriots are also playing for a pick. Who will be Travis Hunter? So
Booty.
Travis Hunter, number 1 overall.
New England won't be 1, will it? Are they 1 right now?
Yeah, they control their own destiny for number 1.
Wow. Okay. They would trade back, but yeah, they would get Hunter at like 3 or 4.
I don't know. They might just take Hunter at 1, but I think Josh Allen really makes that offense go, and I think they're going to look terrible with Trubisky at quarterback. So I will take the Patriots to ruin their number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, that was sharp. I'm also on the Patriots. I don't know why you guys think that like backups can just come in. Not just one backup, like an entire team of backups can come in and compete with like a team of starters. I remember when the Colts were 14-0, and we had the first round by clinch with Peyton Manning. We chose to lose, so we played our backups. Still the best team in the league, and we got smoked those 2 games, right? So I think the same thing's gonna happen in this game. Give me the Patriots.
Good franchises win games. It's not like coaching changes. It's not like literally every single starter is pulled out of the game. Like they can't field a full team if they bench every single starter. Like there's still going to be starters sprinkled in.
For the Bills?
Yeah, for every team that's sitting, guys. They'll have starters sprinkled in.
Okay.
And some, I don't even know if none of these guys have even been ruled out. Like Josh Allen could still play the first half.
It came out a day ago that he's going to play briefly. So whatever that means, right?
Probably
It means until he locks up the highs or the MVP. He's going to play long enough to lock it up.
That's true. I forgot about the MVP race.
All right, moving on. We got the Giants at the Eagles. Eagles are -2.5, over under 37.5. Eagles are sitting their starters as well. Confirmed.
Yeah, Eagles are sitting their
Stars, not full starters.
stars. Giants are sitting there, everybody, because they don't have. Give me the Eagles again. It's gonna keep fading. I'm gonna keep picking all the teams that are benching people.
I think
fading these trash teams.
I think I'm on the same path. What you got, Hefe?
Oh. I don't know, man. The Giants look good. I mean, the Colts are not great. Malik's playing for his sentence, isn't he?
No.
He's on a rookie contract.
I think he got the actually maybe. I think he needed like 9 catches last week. I don't know what he ended up with. He might need I think he needs 2 catches or something maybe.
So it's the backup to Pickett, who is that McKee guy.
It's not an incentive either. It's a record. He's playing for a record. Rookie reception record.
We're talking about McKee.
Tanner
The guy
McKee,
that
he's
go.
go.
AJ Brown. He's starting, right?
Correct.
Or Pickett.
And then Kenneth Gainwell is the running back.
Correct.
You don't like Kenny?
And Jahan Dotson is going to be your receiver 1.
What's your point? They're playing Drew Lock.
And Tyrone Tracy.
Yeah, Tyrone, dude, that's what.
And who's
You
the
just said
Giants?
three.
I
too?
love Tyrone Tracy.
Slayton, Darius Slayton,
Yeah, Darius.
Wandale
Darius?
Robinson.
I couldn't even tell Theo Johnson. Oh man, I couldn't even tell you they're
Dude.
starting.
All right, I'm going Giants.
Damn,
I'm gonna go Eagles.
I love this.
This isn't the Colts defense. This is the Eagles defense, even with backup.
Backup Eagles defense.
Yeah, that's still
We're
better
talking
than the Colts
preseason.
starting defense.
Still better.
I'll
Talking
take Philly.
preseason.
I'll take
Still
Philly.
better.
I'll take Philly.
Giants looked good. Giants looked good last week. I think the Giants are going to win again against some backups.
And also, the Giants realized how big of a mistake they just made last week, like screwing themselves over, and how much draft capital they just lost. There's no way they double down and do it again.
The coach is coaching for his life.
I mean,
They'd
Brian
have to fire the
Dable,
coach now.
Brian Dable, and the GM that made that decision to let Saquon go, which is just a meme now, is hilarious. It's just the picture of him sitting at that desk, like trying to convince everyone else in the room that no one's going to pay Saquon that amount of money, and that if he does go to another team, he's not going to be good. It was just hilarious to watch that back.
Clown show.
I hate the Giants.
I don't like Dabble.
Is it me?
Yep.
Give me the Giants. I think you guys mentioned earlier Neighbors is playing for the record here. I think he'll break the old record, but I think the new record's going to be set by Brock Bowers, who's got him beat by 4 receptions.
He's going to beat their receiver record for receptions.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I like the Giants here. Eagles aren't playing their stars. Giants look good, against the Colts, but they still look good. So give me the Giants.
We got the Saints at the Bucks. Bucks are minus 13.5, over under 43.5.
Bucks.
Are we sweeping?
Bucks.
Buccaneers.
Yep.
Baker is so good at beating up on bad teams. It'll be interesting to see assuming they win this game, it'll be interesting to see what they do in the playoffs and if he's able to squeak out a win or even make a little run with Tampa. Jalen McMillan's really good as well. We got the Chiefs at the Broncos. Broncos are minus 10.5, over under 39.5. Chiefs are obviously resting their starters.
I'm gonna go Chiefs here.
Love it.
Broncos. Broncos country, let's ride.
I'm tempted to just continue riding all the backups with P, but I think this is one I'm not gonna ride. And what honestly, I think I would ride it. I would ride it. The thing that's taken me away is that I don't think Carson Wentz is gonna play the full game either. So when you get like multiple backup quarterbacks,
That's
coming
probably
in,
a good thing, though. Honestly, if we're being honest, keep that dude off the field.
I don't know. I just
Give me dude. Olo, if it's that Olo Duncan guy, bro, he's got wheels, bro. He's like
they
4'5".
announced who it was. It was a name I'd never seen before.
Yeah, it's the old Steeler, I think.
So
With Duncan or
yeah, I think it is. It's a weird name. Yeah, but I'll take Denver.
Yeah, I'll also go Broncos here.
I just want to see Miami in the playoffs, honestly.
I'm at the Broncos here, and I cannot wait to watch this game for Carson Wentz alone. It's been a little bit of time since I've seen Carson Wentz play football. I think, did he ever play, start for the Commanders? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I can't wait for it. Carson Wentz football is exciting. Might not be good football, but it's exciting. So still going to take the Broncos, but excited for this game.
I don't know. It's exciting.
Entertaining.
All right.
We got the Chargers at the Raiders. Chargers are minus 5, over under 41.5.
Yeah, I'm not picking the Chargers. The black hole will rise, and it will swallow up the Chargers' playoffs. Chargers are going to make the playoffs, but this will suck all the wind out of their sails. I still remember Derek Carr looking up to the clock, calling that timeout.
Relax. Relax. mean, it doesn't matter who if they win or lose. I guess a little bit, but they're gonna end up having to play the Bills or the Ravens in round one. So it's like rather play the Ravens. So win. I mean, it's the fucking Raiders. Like, come on now.
That's a good
Brock
team.
Bowers about to get locked down.
By who?
Derwin James about to fucking give that man a concussion.
Derwin's tearing his ACL.
Oh my god, relax. Oh my god, relax.
Couldn't imagine wishing injury on anyone.
That's not wishing. I've seen it before.
I would never stoop to those
Yeah,
levels.
yeah, we know. We got receipts. We got receipts.
I'm gonna be on the Chargers. They're good enough to beat a bad Raiders team that's trying to lose. I just think they're first round exit, unfortunately, but I'll be cheering for them to beat whoever they get matched up against. Unless, I probably wouldn't be cheering for them against the Bills, but against the Ravens, I'd definitely be cheering for them. And I think they could shoot out, and who knows? Their offense can put up points, so you never know when you get to the playoffs. But I think likely they're a first round bounce.
Bounce.
It'll be fun to see another horrible matchup. So hopefully they play the Ravens, but I'll take the Chargers in this game.
Yeah. So there's some implications here, right? If the Pittsburgh Steelers beat Cincy on Saturday night, this game has no meaning, right? So if that's the case, they asked Harbaugh what he would do, and he said he's going to do what's best for the team. In my mind, it tells me they're going to rest the starters if the Steelers win. But I'm going to write asterisks here. If Herbert plays, give me the Chargers. If Herbert plays an entire game, give me the Chargers. If he starts, right? But if not, then
you can't do entire game. You can do. I'll allow an asterisk if he starts. I don't know what the fair thing to do there, because you don't know what he's going to play.
It's hard. It could be like a drive.
If he doesn't
right?
play a full game, you can take that. But if he plays at all, I feel like that's the fair thing to do.
Gotcha. Well, I don't know what's gonna happen, right? That's what sucks about doing this on Wednesday. But
so basically, if Herbert doesn't play, you're taking the Raiders. If Herbert does play, you're taking the Chargers. That'd be the asterisk.
All right, I'm cool with that. I'll give me the Chargers here with the asterisk.
Cool. That is just too hard to track if I'm doing like hypotheticals for multiple people. Alrighty. Moving on to the next game. We got the Seahawks at the Rams. Seahawks are minus 6.5, over under 38.5.
Is this for the division? No.
I think the Rams are locked in.
The Rams. Oh, yeah, you're right. The Rams clinched.
Rams are locked into the 7. And the Seahawks
the
are out of the playoffs.
No, the Rams won the division, so they're not.
Oh, yeah, 4.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
No, 3.
Yeah.
Is that where they're locked? They're locked into the 3? Is that right?
I don't know.
Would have to be.
I'll take the Rams.
Philly's locked into the 2. And they're definitely not the South. Couldn't the Bucks still catch them, though? Unless they got tiebreaker?
The Bucks?
This line says the Rams are sitting their starters. That's what this line says.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So the Rams must be locked into the 3.
Okay.
I don't get it because the Seahawks are 9-7 and the Rams are 10-6.
They must have tiebreaker.
Win. Huh?
Rams must.
The Rams have the tiebreaker over Tampa and Seattle.
Oh. Okay, give me the Seahawks. Wait. Yeah.
Against the Rams.
Gino.
Is it going to be Gino? They might pull out.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, honestly.
This week sucks.
This week does suck.
This week. I'm going to take Seattle in this one.
Yeah, I'll also take the Seahawks against the backup Rams.
Yeah, it's funny. I was just talking to somebody last night about Jimmy G, if he was still in the league or not. I guess he is, and he's starting this week for the Rams. So with that being said, I'm going to ride the Seahawks.
Buddy likes Carson Wentz and not Garoppolo. I took the Rams.
Okay.
Look, this guy just talked up Carson Wentz and then took a shit on Jimmy Garoppolo. They're the same player. It's the same person.
No, what I'm saying is Carson Wentz is really fun to watch, but if he's not playing for your team, that's the big catch.
Okay.
Jimmy
I
G's
hear
not
you.
fun to watch. Jimmy G's really boring to watch, actually.
Dolphins at
Gotcha.
the Jets. Dolphins are -1 over under 39.5.
Dolphins to go to the playoffs because I think Denver chokes.
Why are the Dolphins only 1 point favorites?
Backup, it's Snoop again.
That's why.
Yeah.
Okay, that checks out.
And Waddle also didn't play last week, so it might literally be like Snoop and Tyreek in a chain again.
That Jets locker room is so broken. I'm taking Miami. No one even wants to play. Everyone hates. I think all the young guys hate Aaron Rodgers.
Dude,
Is that
Sauce
true?
was crashing out. Sauce was crashing out last game. I thought he was about to walk off the field like Antonio.
Garrett Wilson and Sauce are very unhappy.
It won more games last year with Zach Wilson.
Shit.
Like,
Said
I
it,
would
man.
be too. Like,
Zach Wilson was the better.
our roster got better. Why did our record get worse? Yeah, I don't fucking. You got a point.
Sad.
What'd you take, P? You took.
I took Miami.
You pick yet, Jeff?
Miami
too. Oh, it's interesting. So Aaron Rodgers is at 499 career passing touchdowns. So he's going for his 500th touchdown.
Man loves
And
the
potentially his last game ever. That Jets team is just so broken around him. It's hard to pick them. On paper, the easy pick is Miami, but I'm gonna ride with Rodgers in his potential last game ever. Give me the Jets. Also, on our weekly bet picks, I picked Tyreek over 100 last week at 7-1. He's very interesting this week as well because he's chasing 1,000 yards. I don't know what the exact number is. I can give it after we make all of our picks for this week. I'll give all the incentives and what people are playing for, but I know he's going to be interesting to bet on again this week.
I'm curious to see if the Jets are going to roll in with a boombox and what song they're going to be playing this week. That will definitely affect my pick in this game. I think we'll go with the Dolphins here. The Jets are just so broken. Rodgers can't be on the team next year, for sure. And I don't know if he could even get picked up by another team.
Oh, he could.
He played.
Aaron Rodgers to the Colts next year, Connor?
That would be crazy.
We had our stint with like 40-year-old quarterbacks for the last 5 years.
I think Rodgers gets his 500th touchdown in the first half, and then he walks to the sidelines and says, "I think it's about time for the backup."
That was crazy. He did that this week. Like, I get it. You're down. What was it? 32-0 at that point. 33-0, and he's like, "Yeah, I think it's time to bowl me."
Tyrod. He's like, "I think it's Tyrod time. About Tyrod time. Huh? What do you think?"
That's crazy.
It's so crazy. That's literally Rodgers is the head coach and the GM of that team. He's like, "Yo, I think it's about time. Tyrod, get him in there." He goes sit on the bench for a while.
And he goes in and throws a tutty.
Yeah.
It is interesting watching legendary Hall of Fame quarterbacks come to the end of the career. Obviously, I watched Peyton Manning come to the end of his career really closely. Unfortunately, is with the Broncos, but they always have that one last year. If they choose to ride out, you saw it with Favre a little bit too, where it's just so bad and so ugly. And I think this is, Aaron Rodgers' wake up call. This is his terrible year. By the time it's finally taken over, there's no way I could pick the Jets here with that broken locker room and Rodgers pulling himself out and everything like that. I don't love the Dolphins here with the backup quarterback. I think Tua is the one that kind of completes that offense. But against this Jets team, I mean, I'll pick anybody over the Jets right now.
In Favre's defense there, did Favre play one more season after he made it to the NFC Championship? Or was that his last year?
Yeah. No, he played one more season. He was terrible, and he was injured the whole year.
That checks out then.
We were at Ford Field. We were at Ford Field in his first career start.
Oh, also, if we want to start, I'm going to throw this narrative out there. I don't know if that's been out there yet or if this is public information yet, but Dan Campbell was on the coaching staff of that Saints team in Bountygate when they literally tried to murder Brett Favre in that NFC Championship game. Dan Campbell was a key part in Bountygate, and that's
No,
just
he
not
was
talked
not.
about at all.
And he was like the offensive assistant, bro. Everyone that was involved was defensive. It was the
Likely.
DC Greg
That's
Williams.
what they all say, P.
It was
That's what they all
Jonathan
say.
Velma.
Sounds
like saying-
fishy.
He should be banned.
I think Dan Campbell should be evicted from the league and banned from coaching. And Sean Payton.
Lifetime ban.
Dude,
And they should strip Williams of draft.
Greg Williams was head coach of the Browns after Bountygate happened. He was literally
And now
deep to
Kirby
core.
Joseph is just
Well, yeah.
tearing ACLs every week. You think
What
he's not
else do
getting
you
a
want him
little,
to hit?
a little side money from Dan Campbell? Every
Where else do you
ACL
want
that
him to
tears?
hit? That's what they're doing. These DBs, they can't touch them until after the ball's caught. They can't hit them above the shoulder. Take
But
their
you've
knee
never
out.
been able to touch him before the ball's there.
Yeah, you can't. They used to let a lot of contact go down. Used to be able to hand fight.
Yeah, P's right.
I'm a defensive-minded guy. These
Yeah,
DBs
you also
are...
used to be able to rip people's heads off their helmet
Yeah.
off their head and smack them with it.
Yeah, that was lit. Bring back Cam Chancellor murdering guys.
Who was the Steelers guy that did that?
Oh, that was
Oh,
Miles that did that
Miles
against
gave it to Rudolph,
Yeah.
right?
Miles did it against
He would
Rudolph.
have thrived in the olden days. Alrighty, moving on. We got 2 games left on the slate here. Niners at Cardinals. Cardinals are -4.
Passed or not, taking the Niners.
Purdy's
because
not
of
starting,
passed or
by the
not.
way.
Yeah, that's why I said passed or not. That's Josh Dobbs. NASA. Passed or not.
I like it. Yeah, I'll take the Niners too. I don't like.
Let's go. Passed or not.
the Cardinals.
I'm on the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm also
Yeah.
on the Cardinals.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
It took Trey McBride 17 weeks to catch a touchdown pass. That's crazy. That's actually crazy to
Ridiculous. He was so due.
me.
It's tough. I mean, I don't know. I think last week's podcast I kind of ripped Kyler Murray. Kind of regret that. I'm hopping back on the Kyler Murray train. He won my dynasty championship, so I like him this week. I think they beat the 49ers. No Purdy, so no Ayuk, no Purdy. I mean, this should be. I think they covered too.
Juwan Jennings week, by the way. When Dobbs came in at the tail end of that game, he fed Juwan Jennings, and Juwan Jennings also has like a 80-yard incentive this week that I can tell you the money for after we make
Hell
picks
yeah.
for this last game. But game of the week, game of the season, NFC North on the line, Sunday Night Football, Carrie Underwood game of the week. We have the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Detroit Lions in Ford Field. Lions are 3-point favorites, over-under. Highest over-under of the season, 56.5.
There's gonna be so many points and so many touchdowns.
There's going to be less points than I think you might suspect because I think this Vikings defense is better than people give them credit for. The whole Vikings team is better than people give them credit for, and I think they're going to open a lot of eyes this week when they win the division. And
I think there's gonna be so many touchdowns. And it doesn't matter because the Lions can only win by scoring 1,000,000 touchdowns. So they're going to score 1,000,000 touchdowns, and I'm making the same parlay I made last week. Or Monday.
What was that?
So Big Four to score. J-Mo, Laporta, Jameer, and Amon-Ra.
What is that? What did that
that's
pay
not
out?
happening.
I think it was like 50-1 or something.
Nice.
It's pretty solid.
So give me the Leons. Rar.
This game's gonna be so fun to watch as like the outsider perspective in the NFC North. We're already in the playoffs, but we'll be the 6 or 7 seed guaranteed. This is such a big. This is basically a playoff game because you win this game, you get to skip around in the playoffs, and the other one goes on the road. So huge implications. This Detroit Lions defense literally cannot stop anyone. It's probably the worst defense I've seen in like the last 5 years of the NFL. But on the flip side, their offense scores on every possession, and Dan Campbell goes for it on like every fourth down, which finally came to bite him a little bit last week. They had a couple fourth downs that did not go well, but it didn't matter. They still ended up winning, and I just think the Lions find ways to win games, and I think they'll find a way to win this game. I'm on the Lions.
Wow, this guy had to pick an NFC North team. He did it. Look at him. Look at him. Progress.
I think this game's definitely hitting the over. I think the
Yeah.
Vikings defense is competent, maybe even good, I would say. Their defense is good. I think they stopped the Lions at least like 2 or 3 times. And I think the Lions don't stop the Vikings more than once. So I think I'm going to take the Vikings here. This is tough, though. This is going to be one of the best games of the year.
Which Viking receiver is going for 200? Is it going to be Addison or Jettis?
I think it's Addison, just because there's going to be 3 guys on Jettis. So.
Addison has a big incentive for like he needs like 185. Or actually, I think it's just to hit 1,000 yards. I think he needs like 185 yards or something. Which this would be the week to do it.
I mean, Kittle was tearing up those backers like in a dash.
So was
Just
Ricky
'cause you
Pierce.
get a guy who-
Hawkinson?
No,
Hawkinson
Kittle.
revenge game?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I'm.
That too. That's interesting. I forgot Hawkinson was. I forgot the Lions wasted multiple first-round picks on tight ends.
Yeah.
Eric Ebron and T.J. Hawkinson. That was hilarious.
And before that, Pettigrew. You can go back as far as time. The Lions been burning first-round picks, tight ends all.
I think Ebron had a tight end record for touchdowns. Could be wrong, but I think he might have the record for most tight end touchdowns in a year.
Ebron?
Yeah.
No, just because he had 10 on the Colts does not make that the record. Maybe the Indy record. Maybe the Colts record.
Antonio
Yeah, he
Gates
had a-
had some crazy seasons. I know Gonzalez had some crazy seasons. I'd be shocked if he's the. Who knows?
Mike Ditka had a good season or
Mike
two.
Ditka.
Mike Ditka, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That
I think
he
you're right.
broke that.
It might have been just a Colts thing. I don't have the numbers in front of me. But what I do have in front of me is I heard some Vikings disrespect earlier. Josh kind of came to their defense. Their defense is good, man. Their defense is solid. If you want to talk stats, points per game, they're 4th. And rushing, they're 2nd. So they got a super solid defense, and it's coached by Brian Flores. Sorry to talk about the Colts, but if the Colts fire Shane Steichen, I haven't heard any names linked yet, but I want Brian Flores. I think that guy is so smart with what he does with the defense, changes up the scheme. I think he makes it really tough on opposing quarterbacks. I think what this game's going to come down to is a 4th down that the Lions don't convert and the Vikings win this game. It sucks. I don't want to say it, but I think the Vikings win this game.
Alrighty, that's the picks for the week. I have all the incentives that are important for this week. I'm going to run through them really quick. Just you guys, if you're interested betting-wise, I threw them in our group chat too. So we all know. But we'll start it out with Geno Smith. I'm going to find the legit one I sent in. Oh, no. I'm going to do this. So Geno Smith needs 186 pass yards for $2 million. If Seattle wins, they get an additional $2 million. Geno does. So that's another big incentive for Seattle in general. J.K. Dobbins needs 58 rush yards for $150K. Tony Pollard needs 83 rush yards for $250K. Tony Pollard needs 2 touchdowns for $250K. Derrick Henry needs 1 touchdown for $500K. Justice Hill needs 8 catches for $500K and 117 receiving for $500K. Joe Mixon needs 107 rush for $250K. DeAndre Hopkins needs 1 touchdown for $500K. Cortland Sutton needs 82 receiving for $500K. Mike Evans needs 5 catches for 85 yards for $3 million. Mac Hollins needs 2 catches for $50K and 72 receiving yards for $200K. Darius Slayton needs 11 catches for $100K. Kyle Van Noy needs half a sack for $250K, 2.5 sacks for an additional $250K. Zadarius Smith needs 2 sacks for $250K. Dante Fowler needs half a sack for $1.5 million. Josh Sweat needs 2 sacks for $1 million. And then these are kind of the milestone ones. Stroud's 323 away from $4K. Kyler's 391 away from $4K. Rodgers 377 away from $4K. Saquon's not going to play, so that doesn't matter. Derrick Henry's 217 rush yards away from $1K. In a 300-yard game, he could potentially break the record, which hasn't been talked about, but in a game that does matter for the Ravens, if they just decide to feed Henry and let him feast, that'd be crazy. DeAndre Swift needs 106 rush yards for a K. Garrett Wilson needs 3 catches for 100. JSN needs 4 catches for 100. Drake London needs 10 catches for 100. DJ Moore needs 11 for 100. J-Mo needs 33 yards for 1K. Calvin Ridley needs 59. Tyreek Hill needs 61. DK needs 61. Juwan Jennings needs 77. Mike Evans needs 85 to keep the 11-year streak alive. Jacoby Myers needs 96. Pickens needs 100. DJ Moore needs 120. Jordan Addison needs 125 yards for 1K, which seems super doable against that Lions defense. Higgins needs 142. Marvin Harrison Jr. needs 178 to break a K. And then Brock Bowers needs 9 catches to break Ertz's all-time reception record for tight ends. And then Malik Nabers needs 2 catches to break the all-time receiving rookie record for receptions. For receivers. And that's it, boys. What do we think?
Quick question.
Sounds like a giant parlay is coming in.
Yes.
Yeah, how does this work? Is this just like coming out of the cap then? Like, do you like factor that into the cap when you sign these players in the contracts?
I don't know exactly how it works. I'm assuming it comes out of this year. Like it's in their contracts and you account for it this year, and then if they don't hit it, it's just extra money that's added into your cap.
Gotcha.
I don't know how it exactly works, but a lot of them have these, and they're becoming more and more popular. And Ertz has 3 big ones as well. Ertz just earned $750K last week, and he has a potential to earn another $750K this week. Just crazy. Anything else sick out there? Anything else you guys want to add before we wrap up the pod here?
How many
Ebron
parlays are you doing with all these?
I'm going to cook up a lot. I think Mac Hollins will be in a lot. Cortland Sutton's going to be in a lot. Derrick Henry's going to get a touchdown for $500K.
If not, might not even help the parlay.
I honestly just might bet every single one individually and throw like $2.50 or $5 unit on all of them and just see how they do, just out of curiosity. But I'll probably throw in some crazy parlays too. Addison over 100, I'm sure is like 5 to 1, 7 to 1. Over 125 is probably like 11 to 1. MHJ over 100, I'm sure is like 7 to 1, 5 to 1. Be interesting to cook up some crazy ones with that info. Anything else, boys?
Ebron has the Colts franchise record with 14 touchdowns in the season, but the NFL record is Gronkowski. Had to fact check us. So Connor was right. Colts franchise record, but not the NFL.
He was a dog for a year there.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week for NFL playoffs, wildcard weekend. Make sure to sub if you guys don't already. Follow the TikTok, follow the Twitter, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.